This is a flamingo, or at least a hunk of plastic that sort of looks like a flamingo. It used to be a regular sight in American towns, but now it's pretty rare you see one outside of dollar stores in that very normal neighborhood house. So what happened? When did this vivid symbol of luxury become a misused icon of drudgery? This... Why it fancy no more? Well... My first thought was to go through the Wikipedia disambiguation page on Flamingo and write down the year anything flamingo related came up. At the end, I had this horrible, useless graph. So instead of that, I jotted down some notable flamingo related things and went off reading about them. And here's what I found. Lawn ornaments in general were, at least in the early 1800s, designed to make an aristocrat's estate more naturalistic by adding stuff like bushes, trees, and even entire lakes and rivers. And as the middle class grew throughout the mid-1800s, they wanted to make their lawns more like the high class. Suburbs expand, people get smaller lawns and still want to be fancy, so they start adding animals. Animals get fancier and fancier, rabbits to pigs to cows to deer and elk, until the 1950s when they get to the flamingo. But the question still stands. Why would someone in 1950s suburban America want to put a fiberglass facsimile of a tropical bird on their lawn? And that particular story starts in the 1920s, with the opening of the Flamingo Hotel in Florida. The idea of a flamingo as some exotic rich people thing originated in the 1920s with the advent of cheap, long-distance transportation. To where? Florida, of course! And the opening of the Flamingo Hotel in Miami in 1922 was a more direct association. The 1950s vacation-going middle class were ready to accept these things as cool ornaments on their lawn, because why not? It's that cool rich Florida thing! As the post-war vacation market exploded, so did the use of plastic and the expansion of the suburbs. So, as people sought to be more like the upper classes, they remembered the lavish vacations and bright colors of the flamingos of Florida and the Caribbean. The birds symbolized wealth, power, opulence. And thus, more people wanted them in their lawn to symbolize that they were those things. It was also the fact that they were pink, and the brightness and garishness of the color really stuck with the pop culture of the 1950s, and... yeah, snobby critics did what snobby critics do and declared it as negative word with a meaning nebulous enough to assign it to anything you personally don't like. It became a symbol of artificial nature that needed to be erased. That and standard lawns. For fear of being implicated in this horrible trend, counterculture baby boomers decided that it wasn't real enough to have a flamingo in your front lawn, causing the flamingo to turn into an icon of fakeness. This trend of flamingos representing fakeness reached its peak in 1972 with the release of the movie Pink Flamingos, where its first shot is of those birds, which once represented opulence, in front of the main character's trailer. And the plot is... hang on, actually. Alright, Pink Flamingos is a 1972 comedy exploitation. Oh my god! This marks the flamingo's true turning point, from out-of-touch symbol of faux elegance to counterculture icon. As the 1970s turned into the 1980s and boomers began to age into the cultural mainstream, kitsch art became significantly more mainstream, being enjoyed in a kind of nostalgic, ironic sense. Young people began to decorate their lawns, this was back when a young person could afford a house, with flamingos, but ironically. And that's all the pink plastic flamingo, a natural history, can tell us. So now we have a situation where the flamingo is even more popular, with shows like CSI Miami catapulting it into even greater success. But that's not where the story ends, does it? In 2000, the man who initially created the plastic flamingo, Don Featherston, departed Union Products, the people who made the original, and they went bankrupt in 2006, so what happened? Well, and fair warning, this is speculation. To put it simply, 9/11 and the dot-com crash. After then, the US entered a never-ending series of wars with a nebulous foreign entity, and the optimism that caused people to buy stuff like lawn ornaments dried up, and the 2008 recession left people wondering if they could make rent, not how much plastic crap they'd be able to put in their lawn. Even besides that, the modern idea of class is simple houses with more muted colors and tasteful decorations that leaves almost no room for bright lawn decorations such as plastic flamingos. And this mentality has even seeped into the working class, making them somewhat of a past relic. And to that I say, why live this way? Flamingos are cool, I like the color pink, and who decides what is cool and what's not? And why should we listen to them? If you like flamingos, get one. Display it, because if it has value to you, it matters, irrespective of what other people think.